Welcome back to Reds Fusion LFC, your ultimate home for all the latest Liverpool news, transfer updates, and breaking stories from Anfield. Today we've got some huge headlines, a stunning $300 million verdict on Alexander Isak, fresh twists on Federico Chiesa's future, surprise transfer exits, and Virgil van Dijk's powerful message to his teammates. Stick around. You don't want to miss this. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated with every twist. And turn in the transfer window. Liverpool handed 300 million Alexander Isak transfer verdict as exceptional claim issued. New Liverpool striker Alexander Isak broke the British transfer record when he completed his move to Anfield from Newcastle United on deadline day former Manchester. City financial advisor Stefan Borsen believes Alexander Isak's move to Liverpool will end up costing $300 million. The Sweden international concluded a summer-long saga on transfer deadline day when he was officially announced as a Reds player, shattering the British transfer record in the process after 3 years in Tyneside. Isak's move to Merseyside was a contentious one, with the player going on strike to push for a transfer after skipping the club's pre-season tour of the Far East due to a minor injury. He subsequently took no part in the pre-season schedule or the opening month of the Premier League season. Liverpool's new striker is set to make his debut for Arne Slot's side on Sunday away at newly promoted Burnley. The Reds will be looking to continue their 100% record in the league so far this season when they travel to Turf Moor. And Borsen has shared his view on how much Isak's move to Anfield will eventually end up costing the Reds further down the line. I think from Liverpool's perspective, it's a very expensive deal, but we know that, he told Football Insider. You don't pay $125 million and not expect a lot of cost. For Newcastle, they clear out $125 million net on the transaction, so that goes into their coffers. And then Liverpool, you're looking at a $125 million transfer fee. You have got maybe $5 million of solidarity payments. You have got maybe $5 million on Premier League levy. You have got agent fees. It's going to be about $150 million. And then you've got probably the same again with wages over the 6 years, maybe another $150 million with bonuses. It's a $300 million deal over 6 years. It's a massively expensive deal, but he's also a brilliant player. Does it make sense? I don't know. You can only judge these things after the event, can't you really? But on the face of it, it makes sense. Even though it's very expensive, it obviously won't be repeated every summer. This is an exceptional summer for Liverpool. Hugo Ekitike makes feelings clear on Liverpool signing Alexander Isak. It's a problem. Liverpool forward Hugo Ekitike has broken his silence on the signing of Alexander Isak, with the Frenchman saying it was a pleasure to see the Swede join. The club Hugo Ekitike has expressed his delight at the arrival of Alexander Isak at Liverpool, stating it was a pleasure to see him join on deadline day. The France striker is looking forward to the stiff competition for places and hopes to continue his strong start to the season, leaving manager Arne Slot with a selection headache. Liverpool secured Ekitike's services from Eintracht Frankfurt in a deal that could potentially reach $79 million. The 23-year-old hitman, who joined in July, has been Slot's go-to striker, netting in 3 out of his first 4 competitive matches for the Reds. All while Liverpool were also chasing Isak, eventually landing him in a record-breaking $125 million deal on deadline day last week. Isak will need time to regain match fitness before Slot can make any final decisions. However, given his proven goal-scoring prowess in the Premier League, many expect the Sweden star to become Slot's preferred striker. This could result in Ekitike being relegated to the bench, but when asked about this by the French press, Ekitike insisted he's ready to compete with his new teammate, reports the Liverpool Echo. It's fun. When you play for the best teams, you expect to be competing with the best players. Isak is a player I've watched too, so seeing him arrive is a pleasure. Ekitike said, "It's going to be tough competition, but I'm going to focus on performing well so that it's a problem for the manager." Currently awaiting confirmation on whether he'll earn his maiden senior start for France against Iceland on Tuesday, Ekitike has previously confessed he'd be willing to switch positions at Liverpool to make room for another striker's arrival. With the left wing identified as his potential new home, that would spell trouble for Cody Gakpo. The Netherlands international has similarly featured in all 4 Reds fixtures this campaign in that position, netting once and providing 2 assists. Ekitike also revealed to French journalists how he's relishing the heightened pressure and attention that accompanies representing the defending Premier League champions. "Obviously, my life has changed," the summer acquisition revealed. "It's a big move, and I'm watched 1,000 times more. But I'm taking it positively. It's really good. It's the position I wanted to be in. When you have this kind of standard, you have to show that you belong here, and you have to continue to perform. But it's a position that I like and that I want to keep." Liverpool player was very happy at Anfield as transfer exit surprises ex-boss Kostas Tsimikas left Liverpool to join Serie A side Roma on loan for the 2025-26 season, with the left-back's former international boss Gus Poyet admitting he was surprised by the move. Kostas Tsimikas' departure from Liverpool has been called a surprise by his former international manager. Tsimikas will spend the campaign on loan at Roma in Serie A after slipping down the left-back hierarchy at Anfield, following the arrival of Milos Kerkez from Bournemouth during the summer. The Greece international has spent 5 years at Liverpool and made 115 appearances, winning the Premier League, the FA Cup, in which he scored the winning penalty against Chelsea in 2022, and 2 League Cups. Tsimikas remains under contract at Anfield for another 2 years and has long been a popular member of the squad. And Gus Poyet, who was in charge of the Greece national team between 2022 and 2024, admits he didn't expect to see the 29-year-old depart Liverpool. "Tsimikas' move to Roma surprised me because he was very happy at Liverpool, but perhaps the rotation and not playing often had an impact," he said. "We talked about it in the national team when I was coaching Greece, as soon as he signed his contract renewal with the Reds in 2023. I imagine Roma will have convinced him, perhaps by speaking with the coach. It would be really interesting to understand how the Giallorossi changed his mind." Poyet added, "I haven't followed Roma much, but from the information I've gathered, I know they play with 3 defenders. The key issue is how much opportunity Simi has to play on the wing as a fullback, with the freedom to participate and push forward because he knows he has a defender behind him ready to protect him. I think his characteristics are a good fit for that system, more so than a back 4. Speaking after leaving Liverpool for Roma, Tsimikas said, "I'm happy to be here. From the beginning, when I saw that a big club like Roma wanted me, I was very happy. This could be a new chapter for me and my family, so I'm very happy to be here, and I can't wait to get started." I spoke a couple of times on video with the sporting director, who explained to me how special it is to play for this club. For my part, I thank the president, who made my arrival here possible. I thank everyone who played a role in the negotiations and allowed me to come here. When a club like this calls you, you don't have to think twice. Everyone tried to convince me to come here, but I myself knew the importance of this club, and I'm very excited to wear this jersey. Federico Chiesa, Liverpool. Future latest amid transfer interest and Champions League omission. Federico Chiesa has been linked with a move to Besiktas before Turkish football's September 12th deadline. Liverpool won't encourage any interest in Federico. Chiesa after Besiktas were linked with the Italian forward following the closure of the Premier League's transfer window. Chiesa had been named in connection with clubs from Serie A over the summer, with both Napoli and Atalanta reportedly keen on doing a deal for the former Juventus forward. The attacker missed the club's pre-season tour of Hong Kong and Japan, while he dealt with a minor injury concern, which led to further speculation over his long-term future in late July. However, Chiesa has featured in all 3 of the Reds' Premier League games so far, scoring a dramatic late goal in the 4-2 win over Bournemouth in the first game of new term. English football's period for player trading closed last Monday at 7 p.m., but clubs in Turkey have until September 12th to sign players, and Istanbul-based Besiktas have been linked with Chiesa in recent days. The Turkish Super League side have reportedly held exploratory talks with Anfield Chiefs over the 27-year-old, but Liverpool are determined to retain the 27-year-old, despite him being left out of the 23-man squad for the Champions League group stages. The failure to conclude a deadline day deal for England international Mark Guehi meant Chiesa was omitted from the European squad for the group stages, as teenage winger Rio Ngumoha was needed to complete the quota of homegrown players. However, Liverpool still see Chiesa as having a part to play in a new-look front line that sees 125 Maurer's Alexander Isak joining it on the other side of the international break, alongside fellow new signing Hugo Ekitike and Ngumoha, whose impressive pre-season showing will now see him now included in the senior ranks on more a regular basis under Arne Slot. With Luis Diaz and Darwin Núñez having moved over the summer, in deals that took them to Bayern Munich and Al Hilal, respectively, Chiesa's experience and quality are being viewed as valuable traits for a forward line undergoing a transition at Anfield. Speaking in June, Chiesa said of his future, "The year is over, but it's an experience I would do again. Soon I will sit down at the table with the club, Fali, Ramadani agent, and my family to find the best solution. I wouldn't mind staying in Liverpool at all." Chiesa signed for the Reds in late August of 2024 from Juventus in a deal worth up to 12 million. Virgil van Dijk fires simply bad message to teammates as Liverpool man has forgotten joy. Liverpool players were involved in a dramatic day in action for their respective international teams. Virgil van Dijk was less than impressed with Holland's latest World Cup qualifier on a busy night of international action for Liverpool players. Van Dijk skippered the Dutch national team to a narrow 3-2 victory in Lithuania on Sunday evening to retain their place at the top of Group G. However, Ronald Koeman's side, for whom Cody Gakpo assisted the first goal and Ryan Gravenberch remained, an unused substitute, threw away a 2-goal lead before Memphis Depay struck his second during a match in which he surpassed Robin van Persie to become his country's all-time leading scorer. And Van Dijk took a dim view of the performance, with Holland having been held at home by nearest group rivals Poland on Thursday evening. "We had a good 2-0 lead, but it ended too easily at 2-2, which made things difficult for ourselves," said the Liverpool defender. "It was simply bad. The most important thing is the 3 points, but if we want to make progress, this obviously can't happen. We all need to look in the mirror and do much better. An evening like this shouldn't happen. Are we being tough enough on each other? Yes. Of course, we'll talk to each other and show each other videos. We'll definitely discuss it after the match. When we meet again next time, we need to make things right together. That's what we're aiming for." Elsewhere, Florian Wirtz scored a superb free kick to seal a 3-1 win for Germany against Northern Ireland, for whom Connor Bradley started in their World Cup qualifier in his home region of Cologne. However, the feedback from the German media was largely critical in the belief his performances have been affected by his move to Liverpool and the Premier League.